Hey beautiful people, what is up and welcome back to my channel. Happy March and happy favorites video. Yes, this is gonna be a favorites video. If this is your first time watching me, hi, welcome. I am Jamila. I love all things beauty. I love all things makeup and skincare, and I especially love sharing my tips and tricks for how to find high-end and luxury beauty products at bargain prices. If that sounds like something you're interested in, I would absolutely love if you would consider subscribing and joining the fam. Okay, so you guys already know I'm trying to do this on a monthly basis, and I'm trying to get this up earlier than I did last month, which was hella late. But today I'm coming to you guys with my favorites videos. And from the feedback that I got from the first video, y'all seem to really enjoy my lifestyle editions. So I will be continuing along with that because you guys like it and I like doing it. So that's what we're gonna do. All right, and now I'm trying to keep this relatively short. Don't want y'all to be here forever and a day, so we're just gonna jump right in. I will have timestamps down below so you can jump around if you only want lifestyle or skincare or makeup. So let's go ahead. Okay, so let's go ahead and kick things off with lifestyle, and I'm gonna be starting off with a far from glamorous product, but it's actually one that I've really been enjoying, and that is my callus remover. This baby has been a life changer. So I actually found this on Amazon. It had really great reviews. This is the box right here. So it does come with some couple extra heads, depending on like the thickness of your calluses and whatnot. Because let's be real, y'all. We're gonna have a real honest conversation. Not all of us have the prettiest feet. And even if you do have nice feet, I think all of us experience some rough patches every now and then. And yes, you know, it's been winter, so most of us have been wearing like closed-toed shoes, but summer is approaching. Now, I am a chronic nail biter, so I'm someone who consistently gets mani-pedis every 2 to 3 weeks, because if I don't, I will bite my nails off. Like, I will bite them till they bleed. I have bitten off acrylic. It's really bad. So I try to get my nails done every 2 or 3 weeks, or, you know, twice a month, just to make sure that I'm taking care of it. And once I'm getting my nails done, I'll get my feet done at the same time. Now, overall, it's not necessarily a process I enjoy, because the reality is it takes a lot of time, and who just wants to sit there for that long? Like, I know some people find it relaxing, but I don't. I used to, but not anymore. Now it just feels like it's a lot of time being wasted. But anyways, between getting my pedicures done and whatnot, I still feel like I do end up with some dry skin, some callus buildup. So I wanted to try something that was gentle enough without me doing damage, because I would be doing it on my own. So like I said, I went on Amazon, I looked up reviews for this. It seemed to be really nice. I think it had over 2,000 reviews, and it was at like 4.5 stars or something like that. So solid reviews. Now, in terms of the specs, on the box it has all the details here. So it says easy, operational, and powerful. It has fast charging. It's fast charging and long lasting. It has USB charging. It's waterproof, and you have 2 speeds to it. So it looks like this. There is a LED display here. So once you turn it on, you can see how much charge it has. This is the on button here, and there's also a little light here, so when you're using it, you can actually see where it's being applied. This is the callus head right here. They do give you extras, and they have like different thicknesses, if you want to call it that. So depending on how bad the area is, you can switch out the head to be as gentle or as rough as you need to be to get it out there. So you just click the button, it tells you how much charge it has. This little piece here spins, you apply it to the callus head, and like I said, there's a light. So that's the second speed, and that's that. And I've been getting some good use out of this bad boy. In between my like pedicure visits, I've been using this, and it works really well. No pain, no nothing, no tugging, no irritation. So I'm actually really glad that I have that. It's not the most glamorous tool, but like, I'm gonna have me some soft feet, okay? The next lifestyle thing that I want to talk about is another grooming tool, and this is my eyebrow pen. So I actually used to get my eyebrows waxed, and then I started getting burnt for some reason. My skin was just really sensitive, so I switched to threading, and then I moved, and my threading lady, so I didn't have a threading lady, and then COVID happened, so I learned how to do my eyebrows for myself. So I use a pen. It's an eyebrow pen, but basically it has this little gold tip at the top right here, and you just draw the shape of the eyebrow that you want. So it's really easy to use. There's no tugging, nothing on it. And this one I like because it's rechargeable. I do have another one that is not rechargeable. It uses batteries, but I really like how rechargeable this one is. I think there are others that come with a pointier head for a little bit more precision. Like, I wish this was just a little bit more precise, but it works. I'm able to like carve out my brows very easily by just drawing along where I, you know, typically would. And it lasts for a decent amount of time. Like, I'll use this at least once a week just to clean things up. And wherever I need to, I'll go back in with a tweezer and just pluck. But overall, this works really well. And you can change out the heads so that it stays nice and crisp for however long you want. But I really like that this one is rechargeable. This is also great to pack if you're traveling because, like, you know, sometimes you just need to clean things up while you're traveling. And I think that that's just an awesome tool to pack. I've had that for like 2 years now, and I've never even talked about it because I don't really talk about lifestyle on this channel, but I've had that for a very, very long time. So I've been using it for like at least 2 years now, so you all know it is a fave. The callus remover is something that I've only got in the last couple weeks, so it's still newish to me, but I've been enjoying it. But that eyebrow pen, holy grail. Okay, and the last set of lifestyle products I want to talk about is the Target Black History Month collection. Now, I know Black History Month is over, but Black History is world history, so we're going to talk about it. And I really appreciated the collection that Target puts out. Now, I have some thoughts about Black History Month. And honestly, February was kind of crazy for me, so I didn't really get a chance to dive into it. But I will say that I have appreciated some of the strides that brands have made around recognizing and showcasing Black-owned brands. And I think Target is one of the better examples that I've seen because they have made like a concerted effort to not only highlight when the brands they have in store are Black-owned or minority-owned, but to also work with Black-owned creators to put things out. Like, you all know, during Pride, a lot of times you'll just see all these rainbow merch and none of it benefits anyone from the LGBTQ plus community. I feel like that used to happen a lot in February too during Black History Month. And what I like about what Target did and what they have been doing for the past couple of years is that they show you who the artists are. They show you who the designers are, who they're working with. And usually they're not necessarily, like, some of them are really established artists within like the fashion and beauty and community and whatnot, but some of it are just like new people, and I love that they're putting on these new folks. Like, I think that they've done some work with like either college students or high school students to really feature them in a way that I just think makes absolute like perfect sense. So I have really appreciated what they've done, and I think that this year their Black History Month collection was really dope. So I want to show you guys a couple of pieces that I bought. Also, quick tip, if you are interested in picking up some things and you didn't get a chance to, now that we're in March, y'all know how these stores work, so it's on clearance. So I actually went to Target last weekend and I found like a couple of the shirts from the collection on sale, and some of the things are available online, but it's slim pickings because these are, you know, online goes quickly, so depending on your size you might be able to find some things online. But I definitely recommend going in store, finding the clearance racks, because all of the Black History Month stuff that didn't sell in February is there now at a pretty decent price. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is this hat. I love this thing. I have been wearing this thing nonstop. First of all, the color. I just think that this is the most perfect color for my skin tone. I really just like how this color looks on me. The hat itself says in all beautiful in all shades. So you have beautiful written really big here and then in all shades here. And the best part about this is that it's one of those caps where half of the hat is missing, as you can see, because it's meant to fit kinky hair. It's meant to fit people that have an afro, and you know, our puffs just don't fit the way others fit. So I love how this one fits on me because it doesn't feel like my head is being squished, because when you have poofy hair, wearing a hat is hard. So I'm like that I'm able to wear a hat but still have my puff, you know, sit out in the back and not feel like my head is being literally squished for dear life. And I think that this is just a super cool color. I believe they had a black version of this with a different saying in the front, but I really like this tan color. I just think that this is so cool, really universal, and really nice for my complexion. I did also pick up a couple of the t-shirts, but I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about this jacket that I picked up. Now, it is a black jacket with some white writing on the front as well as on the back of the jacket. And I think it's just the cutest thing. Now, the front does say "Standing in Your Truth." And there's a big long quote on the back. I won't get into it. But I also love that the interior of this jacket is just this stunning royal blue. It's so beautiful. And it is that kind of water resistant material. So this isn't necessarily like a winter coat or winter jacket. This ain't gonna keep you warm. But I think that it's perfect because now that we're going into spring and the temperature is rising, I don't necessarily want something thick. And this is that, like I said, raincoat type material, which is great because when, you know, rain falls in the spring, it just kind of rolls off. So I think this is the perfect spring jacket. I did get this in, I think, a large. Yeah, I got this in a large, and I have been wearing this honestly non-stop. I wore this when I went to Trinidad in February. I've been wearing it a lot here because it is a lot warmer for this time of year than I think it should be, but really like this. I think it's also super duper high quality. And then the last thing that I want to talk about is this canvas. So it's, you probably can't really see it, but one of the things that they did include was a couple of these like decor pieces, and they had this canvas. It was basically a paint by numbers canvas. So if I come in a little bit close, you can see that they have like the little numbers here, and you had to paint it for yourself. Now this is a really stunning portrait by an artist. I think the artist is called Domo Inc. And if you wanted to purchase their art, you could actually go to their website and do that. So I will link the website if you wanted to purchase this. But I love that they offer this opportunity for you to paint this by yourself. And you could actually purchase this specific print from the artist itself in addition to other prints. Oh, her name is Dominique Brown. Here she is. Isn't she pretty? So yes, this is her art. And let me show you guys what I painted. So I followed the paint by numbers instructions, and this is my canvas. Isn't it so cute? I have to hang it up, but like, this was so much fun. It took about 3 weeks to paint because honestly, there are some like very, very tiny intricate pieces to it, so you have to like take your time. But I think that's what it's meant to be. It's not meant to be like one and done kind of thing. So it's it was a really nice activity for me because February was super stressful, so I got a chance to just like wind down and do a little bit of painting. I am not an artist by any means, so, but I could color in the lines. So I thought that was a lot of fun and a really cool activity. And I would like to see more of that, you know? I thought that was great. And I think that this print is stunning and definitely one that is worth hanging up, you know? So like I said, what I can find, I will link. But I also do recommend that you go in stores, see what is available from the Target Black History Month collection, and you can always get it at a really great discount. But that's it for lifestyle. I hope you guys enjoyed that little lifestyle segment. I've been having me a blast over here talking about the things that I use in my everyday life. Now let's talk about skincare. I only have one skincare product. And that's for the most part because my skincare routine is hella simple. I use the same things over and over and over again. I have been experiencing a really, really bad acne flare-up. Like, I have been breaking out like crazy. So I have an appointment with my dermatologist on Monday. So hopefully we get this under control and figure out what the hell is going on, because I have invested way too much money into my skin over the last couple years to be in this situation. No ma'am, no ma'am. So I will keep you guys posted on what's going on with my skin, but I am not happy. Anyways, the one skincare product that I wanted to talk to you guys about is actually this LYS hyaluronic acid. I've been really enjoying this. I did run out of my Good Molecules hyaluronic acid, so I, you know, instead of buying a new one, I decided to try this one out because I picked this up over their Black History Month, not Black History Month. What is that thing called? Black Friday sale. Yes, I picked this up during their Black Friday sale because they had a really, really good Black Friday sale. And I actually like this. It's a very nice lightweight serum. It does look like it has like little flecks of gold and something in there, but honestly none of that shows up or translates onto my skin. It doesn't give me a different glow than any other hyaluronic acid serum does. I think it does a decent job at hydrating my skin. My skin has not been as dry lately. And I think part of that is because of the fact that this has been a very mild winter compared to previous winters. So I don't know if this would hold up as well had it been a much stronger winter and my skin was a lot drier. So, but overall, I think it's nice. I've been using it. I've had no complaints. Would I repurchase it? Maybe, because it is pretty affordable. But the Good Molecules one is cheaper, so I would probably just buy that one instead versus trying to buy this one. You know what I mean? Okay, And lastly, let's talk about the makeup products that I have been loving the month of February. First and foremost is the Gerard Cosmetics Eye Base. Now, I have this in the shade Cocoa, but I also have it in the shade Medium. I've been using the shade Cocoa, which is a pretty perfect match for my skin tone, which is what I like to go in with as an eye primer. I'm not that like stark light or white base type of gal. I'm like, let me just match my face and then go from there. And I like this. It definitely is a like concealer type consistency, which works well for my eyes. To be quite frank, my eyelids are not super finicky. They're not super oily or textured or creasy or anything like that. So a lot of things just work for me. So if you have specific issues with your lids, I would definitely say try to find creators that have issues that are similar to yours or on the same vein, so that they can give you better perspectives on primers. Because for me, most of them just work fine on me and I don't have any issues with them. Now, that being said, I really enjoy this one. I think it works really well. I did have this prior to this one. Like, this isn't a new product for me. I had just been using the Colored Rain one because I picked it up during a sale at one point, so I was using it and then it emptied, so I switched to this one. And I prefer this one, if I'm being honest. I do prefer this one to the Colored Rain base, but again, my lids are not super finicky. But I like it. It's been a solid one. Been enjoying it a lot. And it does come in a pot format instead of like a tube, which I don't, if that matters to you, just so you know. The next favorite of mine is the Sephora Best Skin Ever Concealer. Really, really like this. I think that this is very close to probably the Tarte, but a little bit less dry. I definitely think that it is more drying than... I think that this is a drier formula. I don't want to say it's drying, because it doesn't feel dry or uncomfortable for me, but I definitely think it's a drier formula than some concealers. So if you're somebody that has dry skin, take that with a grain of salt. You might want to test it out or see if you can get a sample or something before you actually buy this. But for me, I don't have like super dry skin. I don't have dry skin at all. So like, I like the consistency of this a lot. It definitely is full coverage and it is on the thicker end of things. So you do feel this more than say like the LYS concealer, but it's not uncomfortable. That's what it's not uncomfortable at all. I actually feel like this is the type of formula that I would be able to like dot a couple on in my skin tone and use as a foundation. But I've been really enjoying this. I think it's a really nice one. Great formula, especially for the price. I think it's definitely a solid concealer choice. Two other products that I want to talk about: bronzers. Now, I love me some bronzer. It's like my second favorite step in my routine. First eyeshadow, then bronzer. I just want to look golden, like I live on a beach. As someone who used to live on an island, I'm just trying to get back there, okay? And I had to go back to some old faves, you know? I'm trying to like really rotate out my products. So I pulled out two that I'm hoping to pan this year, like early this year. And the first one is the Revolution Glow Matte Bronzer. This is in the shade Medium. I'm so close to panning it. You can see the imprint of the pan. Y'all, I'm doing my best. I really like this. It definitely is on the more red side, but I think that this is such a good bronzer. And I know that this did come in a ton of shades. And honestly, for a drugstore, this is better than some of my high-end bronzers. And this is one that I would reach for any day. I think it just performs so well. It's not too red where it just looks like burnt. Like it has enough neutral in there that it's just a solid color for my preference. And then the next one that I have is this Morphe Glamour Bronze in the shade Phenom. I don't know what's going on with Morphe, so you mightn't be able to get this, but if you already have it in your collection, this is a really good one. This is one that I've had for way longer than I should, but it's one that is just, it just works, y'all. This is one of the reasons why I love bronzers so much, because when I was just getting into it, this is like one of the first bronzers that I bought, and it still performs well today. Like, it definitely has more red than I think the Revolution one does, but I still like how this shows up on my skin. I love how it blends into my skin. It just blends in like butter, and it doesn't look too harsh or stark. It just works, and I have been really enjoying playing with these this last month. You know, I have to rotate in some new bronzers, but I'm still going to try to keep using that as much as possible because I do want to pan them, because I'm so close to panning both. And finally, let's end on some eyeshadow, at least for my favorites. I do want to mention two fields, but let's end on some eyeshadow. February, I don't think I tried a lot of shadows, but the first one that I want to mention is the Adept Cosmetics Inspired Palette. I think that this is just a beautiful color story. I do have a dedicated video on this, so if you want to see me apply this, do a first impressions, I will link that down below. I just think that this is great. I love that Adept has really embraced their new matte shadow formula, so the mattes in here perform well. I also like that they gave us more than just 2 mattes. So even though it's still very, very shimmer heavy, I think we have a decent number of mattes to go with it. And I think it gives us a little bit of versatility. Do I still have to reach into other palettes for matte shades because everything here is like very, very green? Yes, I do have to reach in for like browns and whatever elsewhere. But I'm not mad at that, especially not with Adept, because I've gotten so used to reaching into other palettes for Adept that I don't mind it. And I'm really only here for the shimmers. What I will say that I appreciate about this palette a lot is that I did some comparisons in my video to the Danessa Myricks palette as well as the Blend Bunny Lore Quad, and in terms of price and the quantity that you get and the quality that you get per price, this was definitely the better deal, because this palette was like $65 or $68 and the Danessa Myricks is $125 and the Blend Bunnies is $68. Honestly, 15 shades with 10 of them being multi-chrome / duochromes, you just get a better value here than in those other palettes. So I definitely had to put this in here because I think for the value, it just worked out splendidly. Now, the Danessa shades have a better pigment to them in terms of like they're just a little bit shinier, but honestly, it's still very good shine with this. Like, don't let that fool you into thinking that you're not going to get good shine with this. I think this is a good palette. No. Here's the thing. They said that they're done with this. They said that it was that final restock and it's not coming back. I don't know how much I believe that. And that's because most brands have always let me down when it comes to something being limited edition and never coming back. So when brands say that, I don't always believe it. So we'll see. Hopefully it does come back at least one more time for folks that missed out on the first 2 launches. The next palette that I had to mention is the Cosmic Brushes Muse palette. I do also have a video on this, so I will link this down below as well. You'll see in that video that I did have some issues with the shimmers in this, but the mattes are really nice. And the reason why I have to mention this as a favorite is honestly because of the price. Like, nowadays, brands are charging us an arm and a leg, 2 teeth, and our firstborn for these eyeshadow palettes. And I don't know why we keep paying them prices. But that's going to be a conversation for a whole other day. I really am going to do a chat to get ready with me talking about these prices because, whoo, child. Anyway, this palette is, what, $23 USD, which is amazing. And I think that this is an even better value if you are somebody that lives in the UK, because shipping and everything is significantly cheaper because you don't have to worry about customs and all that other fun jazz. And for the price and the quality and the amount of shades, I think this is 100,000% worth it. Now, you have to decide if you like this color story. It's definitely cooler than the Serenity palette, but I do think that there are some similarities between the two, so you may not need or want both, but I will say that I have really enjoyed this palette. Granted, like I said, I had some issues with the shimmer, so it was a little bit harder to work with than I would have liked it to be, but again, for the price, I was willing to put in that work. So these are the only 2 eyeshadow palettes that I wanted to mention this month. Now, I did say that I had 2 fails for you guys. So first and foremost, I have to talk about the Kosas concealer. I don't like this. Firstly, this is orange, and you can probably already tell from looking at this bottle that this is a very, very orange shade. And y'all know I don't like when brands assume that we are all Oompa Loompas. And I hate when things have an orange undertone because I have never seen anybody orange in my life. So I don't know why brands are putting out products that are orange, because there are no orange people to my knowledge. So I don't like the color of that. And taking color aside, I think that this is just not a formula that's for me. Personally, Kosas has done this like clean thing that decreases the shelf life of their products. They're also a very, very glowy, dewy brand, which I should never have purchased from, and I will own that 100% because I am not a glowy, dewy person. I have oily, leaning skin, especially in my T-zone. So this is just not a brand that I should have looked at, and that's my fault. So I know that going forward, I'm not really going to be checking for them because based on my skin type, it's not going to be a positive experience for me. So just giving you guys all that details. Now, if you heard that and you saw and you know in your mind that you are a dry skin gal, you might want to give it a try. But, you know, just wanted to give you guys as much information as possible as where I'm coming from so that you can make an informed decision. And then the last product that I want to talk about is this Tower 28 mascara. I remember this went viral on TikTok, and I don't know why I bought this because I am not someone that likes to buy viral things, especially things that go viral on TikTok. But I thought, let me give it a try. And I bought it during one of these Sephora sales, so I saved money. And you guys know how I feel about paying more than $10 for mascara. Now, this was definitely more than $10. And I want all of my money back. I don't think that this did anything special. I remember people were raving about this. This is in so many yearly favorites. And I don't know why. Because my lashes didn't do anything to be writing home about. I could have get the same thing with so many other mascaras for so much cheaper. Also, this flakes like no other on me. And I don't like mascara in my eyes. I don't think anybody likes mascara in their eyes. I wore it today again. I've been picking mascara out of my eyes whole day. This is it. I am done. I'm throwing this in the trash. This didn't even last how long I needed it to. Bye-bye. I'm so over it, y'all. So, yeah. Don't like this. It didn't work for me. I'm going to keep using my little $4, $5 Essence mascara because that has worked well and is, what, maybe a third of the price. So, that's it. Alright, so this video is a lot longer than I thought it was going to be, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. Those are my February favorites. Let me know down below what you thought about the video. Let me know if you are still enjoying these lifestyle editions. I have been having a blast with them. And let me know what are your February favorites. What are the products that you've been using and loving so far? I'm always, you know, open to trying new things, so leave all of that in the comments below. If you are not subscribed, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed today's video and you want to see more content from me. There's also a little bell, apparently, that if you ring it, it will let you know when I upload. My videos are not necessarily on a schedule, so definitely recommend ringing the bell so that you know when I put up a new video to come check it out. As always, thank you guys so very much for watching. I appreciate you more than you know, and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye!